Rachel Makes. I'm Rachel and I'm going to make some cheap and cheerful recipes. Today I'm going to start with vegetable soup. Okay, so what are we going to put in our vegetable soup? Well, we're going to put an onion. Okay, we're going to put some celery, some carrots, half a kind of courgette which has turned into a marrow, some of this enormous squash which looks like a pumpkin. I don't know what it's called, squashus enormicus or something probably, and a few lentils. Okay, basically you could put whatever you like in vegetable soup, but I would always put an onion and some celery, okay, because those are the kind of really flavoursome things that start it off. I'm also going to use a stock cube, but you don't have to use a stock cube if you don't want one or if you can't afford one. Okay, so I'm going to chop this lot up and then you'll see exactly how much there is of everything, okay? So I'm going to chop them up now. Okay, so we thought that we would film me cutting this huge squash, okay, but actually it's almost impossible to cut. It's very, very hard. So I'm just going to go and get a chainsaw or something and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is really, really hard to cut. If I was She-Ra or a princess, I'd be able to cut it, but I can't. Okay, so I chopped up all of those vegetables. And I have just over a kilo, okay, which is 2 and a bit pounds, I think, if you're working in that. And so I'm going to put a little bit of oil in a kind of a, this is a great big kind of heavy based pan. You could use just a big saucepan. And on top of that I'm going to put the onion and the celery, okay. Then I'm actually just going to put the rest of the vegetables in. Let's make it nice and easy. Okay, so what we need to do is put a little bit of salt on here, okay, because not only will that season it, but it will also help to stop the vegetables from browning, because what we don't want them to do is we don't want them to brown in the pan, because that will give the soup a kind of a rancid taste, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is put it on a gentle heat, stick a lid on it and let them sweat away for a bit. Okay, so I've left this for about 10 minutes. Let's have a look. You can see that the onions and the celery are kind of translucent now and everything's kind of bubbling away nicely. The squash has even started to get a little bit mushy, so that's great. So what I'm going to do is add a few lentils. You don't have to put lentils in. I'll just put about a handful. But the reason why I like to put them in is because it just makes it more of a substantial soup. This is the kind of soup then that you can give to your children and pretend that it's dinner, or just eat it yourself. Anyway, I'm also going to put in the stock cube, as again, you know, you don't have to use a stock cube if you don't want to. It's perfectly nice just made with water. Okay. And then I'm going to put some water in just from the kettle. Okay, so I'm going to put in enough water. It doesn't have to be from the kettle, it just makes it a bit quicker, and I've just boiled it. Just about enough to just cover the vegetables up. Okay, give them a stir, stir it all together. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in. Obviously I've already put salt in from before, so just be a bit careful with the salt, because obviously you can add a little bit more, you can't take it away. What I'm going to do is get this up to a simmer. Okay, and when it's simmering, I'm going to leave it there basically until it's cooked. It's difficult to be more precise than that. I'll tell you how long it takes once it's done. Okay, so this has had half an hour now. I'm going to taste it. I turned it off. I'm going to taste it and see what it's like. It's quite nice. I think it could do a little bit more salt. So let's stick that in. So everything is cooked, all the vegetables are cooked, and the lentils are cooked through, and so now what we've got is a really chunky soup. Okay, so you could have this as it is and we could finish here, and that would be really nice. Dunk some bread in it or something. But what I like to do is to blend it with a stick blender, because that's our preference really at home here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blend it and make a nice smooth soup. Okay, so this has been blended. So now it's a lovely smooth soup. It tastes quite creamy, although it hasn't got any cream in it or anything like that, obviously. What I sometimes do is I cook some bacon and snip it up and put it over the soup, or you could cook some sausages and have some pieces of sausage floating in the soup, and it makes a really lovely warming lunch or dinner then. Okay, so that's that, vegetable soup. Nice and cheap, very cheerful, and if you like it, please say so, and subscribe for more if you'd like to. Please feel free to make your comments, as long as they're nice. Okay, thank you, bye bye.